Welcome back to Disco Elysium, where we start my second play session, and I have to remind me about the case. And Kim does know everything, doesn't he? Can we go over the first info again? A briefing sounds good. That's the boy. The caller did not identify him. Used what? Oh, there's new questions to ask. That's better. Why didn't we know anything about the caller? They didn't identify themselves in any ways. The tone was muffled using a device. Okay. I understand everything now. I have to go now. I think I don't need that. I still remember most of it. I know that we're supposed to talk to the gardener, but it's 1 o'clock. So we can go into the kitchen now. That's one thing I remember. I had to wait for the kitchen to open. And the door is just open now. There's like stuff there on the floor. 50 cents. And there's dishes to wash. Dishes are drying the smell of chemicals and pine trees. And there's something over there. There's money in that safe. An aroma of spices, alcohol and tomatoes hangs in the air. And we have the cook and also this door. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. I wonder where this door leads. You do? Asked the lieutenant. He regards me with patient skepticism. It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Out of duty, we may find something pertinent to the investigation. Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in just to be thorough, as a site investigation. Yes, a mini site investigation. Explore the secret passages. Guard is the person to ask about this, the cafeteria manager. Touch the door. Cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel is door flush. The stainless steel is door flush with its frame on every side. Try to push on the door. It does not budge. We leave. So let's talk to the cook. Gorachi Kubek. A thin man is smoking below, an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the cook. As you step in, he nods towards the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Gorachi and Kubek. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him that. Please, it's not funny. Hello, sir. Got time for a few questions? The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. Do you know what's behind that door? He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for no, I don't know what's behind that door. You've got some impressive pots there. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of the pots. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove. I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Stay masculine? What's that supposed to mean? What's that even supposed to mean? Secret messages. Okay, and we got a map. Pile of Eternite, perception side medium. Kuno, empathy legendary, and the Hangman, endurance legendary. Interesting. I think that's skill checks that I have to repeat later when I'm better at them.
Can I help you?
Is the trash container out back yours? Mine? No, it belongs to the whirling in Rex. Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked? Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out, that's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company. I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container? Well, yes, us and the garbage disposal company. It seems a little coldish, does it? Something stirs in you. I wonder what this feeling is. Prod at him and find out. Prod at him and find out. Does it seem callous to you? Guarding even your leftovers from the... I don't want to call him out like that. Let's do it. Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Ravishul keep their trash locked. The Whirling and Rex is not special in that regard. Kras Mazov, nom de guerre. That was his war name. That's what this French expression means. Was an economist and a historical materialist. He was leading figure on the Graz side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Masovian thought or Masovianism. Tell me more. He killed himself. I am no Kras Mazov. No one was replying, you were, officer. Where were we? We need those keys. What do you need them for? It concerns the case. Please cooperate. He takes the keys from under counter and hands them to you. Just bring them back once you're done, please. I saw another thing at the Whirling. Another thing, great, I love those. There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen. Oh yes, that door's... Sure, there's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. Do you know what's behind it? Do you have... No, I don't have a key, I don't know how to get there, and I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. He doesn't know. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust. He runs his fingers across the counter to check for dirt. He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing. I think you'd like to know what's back there. Fine, okay, a little, but my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Goodbye. Did that conclude my task? Nope, I have to find a way into the secret passage. And we can now open the container. Okay. And we have to do very much stuff still. Okay. That's what we had to do here. I don't like how it hitches when I quick save. Let's talk to the gardener.
The RCM in Martinez? What can I help you with?
You sound surprised.
We don't see a lot of police around here. That's all.
I have some questions for you.
Of course. What can I help you with?
What is this fuck the police business? Excuse me? She doesn't understand. She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning. The street sign says fuck the police. Oh, she cranes her neck. Well, I didn't write that there. I'm just sitting here. What about the other sign? Pigs go home? Who are the pigs? I don't know anything about that either. As I said, I didn't write it. Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving. No need to worry, the lieutenant steps in. We're not saying you did. Okay, well, I didn't. She leans back, shoulders relaxing. Tell me, what exactly have you been doing in your greenhouse in March? Well, she points to her wheelbarrow, surprised at the question. This might be the last snow we get, at least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it, helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me. She lied to you. Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow, says the drama. Okay. Squint your eyes and look at her intently. Visual calculus. Fail. All you can see is the fact that her skin is different color from yours. That's literally all. I want to save scum that. Let's do it. I want to save scum that. I will not be doing much save scumming here, not as much as in Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate save scumming is mostly about dying and not having to wait the fight out till the bitter end. But a bit of save scumming didn't ever harm anyone, did it?
The RCM in Matinee. We don't see a lot of... Of course. What can I help you with?
And we did it. Stop looking at her, look around. What do you see? The traffic jam? The plaza? The entrance to the yard? That's right, and the kennel, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you. Are you by any chance keeping an eye on us? No, of course not. I don't understand what this is about. She looks towards the yard and her expression clears. The kid did this, right? The red-haired rat? Can't say a sentence without faggot or kipped. He's always giving me trouble. I was talking to him, yes. Maybe you shouldn't be. I mean, you do your job, but that kid is beyond help, and he certainly won't help you. She shakes her head. You've been resting here for quite a while, haven't you? The lieutenant intervenes, looking at her intently. Yes, I'm tired. I understand, the RCM isn't welcome here, and the locals want to keep an eye on us. There's silence, the smallest of smiles. That's okay, miss. Do what you have to. I think we're done here. Let's go. Of course, I won't hold you back. She wipes her brow with a canary yellow glove. Her gloves, you get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with, after all. Can I borrow your gloves? Sure, keep them. I have another pair. And we got the yellow gardening gloves. Did we immediately put them on? No, we didn't. They allow interfacing. And we wear them now. It looks great.
Hello again, officer. How are things?
My partner told me you may have ammonia. Can I have some? Sure, I'm done with it. She takes a small capsule out of her breast pocket and hands it to you. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache. And we need directions. Where am I? I'm a bit disoriented. This is Revachol, right? Yes, sir, District of Martinez. This intersection is called Roundabout North. Roundabout North. He knows where we are, he just wants directions. What's up in the north? Pier, Capeside apartment buildings, more tenements. Not a lot really. To the east. Harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, I think? I don't follow the local politics. A frit store too. South. Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident probably. What's on the other side of the canal? Just coast, there's a little fishing village there and a fish market, but that got closed down ages ago. And in the west? It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach. In the west is the Miracle, says the Inlet Empire. Thanks, that's all for now. I have to run. And I think we got the ammonia, that's what we got there, and something changed about the done stuff. Whatever. We also got another item, which is an ampoule of ammonia, which we can sell for 1 real. Okay, let's go back to the body then. As of last time, we for a second time didn't get a key we got added to our inventory as a physical thing. So I assume it will go that way the whole game, so I don't have to combine items out of my inventory with other stuff, like some adventure games do. We just go up and it will appear in the menu if it's possible to interact. Open the padlock with a key. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't, maybe you shouldn't. Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there? There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid. Open the lid. We got experience. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons? How do you pronounce that in English? Dirty rags and organic waste. We're just in time, the lieutenant peers in. It hasn't been empty for over a week. Pick at the racks. Amongst the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers? Grab them. As the legs of slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air. The victim's clothes. The lieutenant smells them. Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag, made evidence from his pocket. Drop them in here, officer. Bag the trousers. Kim quickly searches the jeans. Guitar mark, blue jeans, pockets empty. Or emptied? He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in here? I have another bag here. Something slimy catches your eye. Reach for it. A drab long-sleeved shirt, olive-collared, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus. And bag it. This is military-type overgarment, no label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more? The rest of the racks are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow-oat mug that catches your eye, but other than that, a thrown-out towel, a mug, that's all. Alright, we should go to Garth again and ask if you know who put the clothes in the trash. It should be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard, or that one. He nods towards the red-haired boy behind him. I advised against confronting that force. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and this establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread. Yeah, we need to ask the kid who put them here. The fuck's he on about? Kids? The ones behind the fence? Yes, you hear that, Colonel? He thinks you're an infant or something. See? Okay. The mug. I'm getting that mug too. You pick up a broken map with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. An antique? Only in its social sensibility. Take the mug. The man briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. Look under the boxes. You see milk, an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. The box falls into pieces in your hands. Baptiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however. Search the food. It's just food. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy in your hands. Apple and tomato peels, mostly unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this? Says the trash container. What? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny, looks like the corner of something. Pick it out. And we get a damaged ledger. Something larger, a clipboard, a blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes written in a man's handwriting. That's my stuff that she threw away. Officer, is that your paperwork? I don't know what this is. Secret task complete, find your paperwork. It is, look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. A miserable looking slip of paper sticks to the board. If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash? I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I tried to flush my cop life down the toilet. Well, he doesn't know what to say. His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up. Lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains just to be sure some has not made it into the hand of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes. Okay, I'll do that. And we read your ledger and name the case. Okay. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. He peers into the trash where soggy cartoons and rags stink uninvitingly. Now tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished? We're finished. The container sounds like a muffled gong. That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all. Open it again and close it again. And leave. And we have this. With the close, we have to ask Kuno and guard. And go to inventory and interact with the damage ledger. Okay, we can interact with the damage ledger and the yellow man mark. Okay, we can do that, but I want to do this. Suggestion. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally and now we know your corpotype. Wait, there are corpotypes? Yes, guess what's yours? Cool cop? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official, then shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. Okay, but what are the other corpotypes? You know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, Advanced Interesting Cop, Liquid Shadow Cop. But we're the sorry cop. Won't the other corpotypes be jealous? What, jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine, don't worry. They'll be super fine. It will be totally okay. You can dual corpotype from sorry to anything. Ah, I can dual. That's great. I can dual corpotype. That's really great. Something just fell off my keyboard. Interesting. Off the back of my keyboard. It's one of the things you make you put out to make your keyboard stand up. I think one just broke off. Okay. I'm sorry. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info, or maybe every time you say you're sorry you get $1 million. That won't happen. But we get another thought. Rigorous self-critique. You're one sorry piece of shit, a cop penitent, a flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lugubrious evidence against yourself at a Masovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of 9 tails. Whatever made you this way, you can damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows, you might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. We get authority, but we might uncover something, so I'm going to do that. It will take 6 hours. Okay. Then let's quick save. And interact with the mug. This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the whirling and rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Sumerian descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique. It's just a racist mug. What's there to read there? Not much. There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage? Okay. The mug... this is all bullshit. Every single opinion of here is bullshit. I mean, I don't have... It may be an example of prejudice in this universe, but it doesn't help me pulling it out of the trash where it belongs. This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. But it was in the trash. Why not call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective. Can't I interact with it anymore? I could interact with it again. But I won't do it. Maybe. Let's change my opinion. But it will not happen. The mug talk is exhausted. It's time to return to work. Okay, we can't. Damaged ledger. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dance cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged to start keeping notes on the case. It's a ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. That FX is too loud again. This sad display is made completely by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Anything else? There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic board. It's a metaphor, for you. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart. Inspect the toilet paper. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. Maybe it's kitchen tissue. They look exactly the same. If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue. It's not though, it's toilet paper. Says the smell. Take it off. Still wet, the toilet paper, I mean kitchen tissue, sorry, peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better. Let's inspect the clip. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paper words. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down by nothing, has been attached to the clip. Run my fingers across the aluminum. The surface is interrupted by the silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer, Lieutenant mentioned. Didn't you say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these here? There? Is this one of the holograms you mentioned? What? Yes, a halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property. What kind of information? Depends. Aside from anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue. Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved. How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It will have that. How can I read it? Capable light with the right wavelengths. So the headlights of your kinema? Yes. RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks. That's all. Thank you. Wow, still a lot to go on. Let's look at the clipboard itself. Made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with it. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 I think is an American letter format, I think. Europe uses A4 for the normal paper, so I think that's American letter format, U4. Sized board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM. I shake the ledger. Something red is inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it. Peek inside. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. What did the color say? Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. I will look into it. How would I open it? With your hands. Your four-sized papers hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. And we could open the hidden compartment. But as long as I'm doing the lonesome way home, I get -1 to interfacing? Why that? I don't really know. Let's smell it. The acidic stench of rotting food has rubbed off the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. The space surrounded by a fair air of spoiled meat. The stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. Ugh. Browse the white papers. They're not exactly white, they're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while there's a red stamp that claims case files, commit to paper. The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. What is in there? What are they about? Work, strife, poverty. The Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, so 2 months ago. This year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention, but there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant? Huh? He raises his nose from his notes. 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you're making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes. That's okay. We all make mistakes. God knows I've made my share. He tries not to think of them. Like a fan of gears, the checkered papers dry in your hands. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible. Strange naming convention? It appears you employ, shall we say, a robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say, even. One that draws inspiration from Snoop fiction and Vespertine cop show staples. Okay, so I'm giving them funny names. Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next Word Mural, and another The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another one, The Yet Unsolvable Case. The guy is on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor, and collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done later once you're done expecting them up close. Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention. You mean the alphanumeric, officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? No, I mean a non-numeric one with titles. Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does. Why is that? It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. I seem to have named the case The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one. He peeks into his notes. The man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out. What happened to him? Ray spike through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident. Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room? There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete. Commit to paper using the pen Lena gave you. The task you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily, it's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place. Cross out the ones you have already finished. And we got one morale, but we were at maximum, I think. It's a satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say, and you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for detective. It's this one. Of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case. Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case? No, actually, any idea? The Hanged Man. Great, that's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. Read your ledger, name the case. Close the case files. Let's read the rest of the stuff in the next episode. See you then.